Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do your January the 6th Spiritual Principle Day in a meditation. I hope you're having a beautiful morning. Let's go ahead and get into the meditation. Okay, it's entitled Vigilance in the Second Tradition. We need to keep an eye on our passion, lest it become self-righteousness, and we keep an eye on our disagreements, lest we begin to harbor ill will toward our fellows. Vigilance is an inside job. That is taken from Guiding Principles, Tradition 2, in Service. The practice of vigilance can be like holding vigil, keeping space and silence to honor something of value, such as the spiritual principles that bring us freedom and peace of mind. In our personal recovery, vigilance often means paying close attention to our feelings, thoughts, and actions so we can catch ourselves before slipping into old behaviors or patterns. Our basic text reminds us that we are each other's eyes and ears. Our sponsor and other NA members can hold vigil with us by reflecting our values to us when we forget them, or pointing out our boneheaded actions when we fail to see them. We need one another's vigilance. Our vigilance has a place in NA service too. We strive always to adhere to the guidance of our traditions, working to maintain unity, anonymity, focus on our primary purpose, and so forth. Many of us have gone through a phase or phases in our service to NA when we felt as though the traditions needed enforcers, and we were just the right candidates. One member shared, I had been calling the local helpline and pretending to be a using addict to see if I could catch the volunteers making a mistake. Then my sponsor asked me which list of spiritual principles I found deception in. I felt pretty embarrassed. Our traditions guide us to our best for NA, and we each have a responsibility to remain vigilant and speak our conscience. Sometimes those who disagree may treat us like vigilantes, people who take matters into their own hands. Other times, we might feel like vigilantes, like NA won't survive if we don't save it. Tradition 2 reminds us to trust the expression of a higher power in our group conscience. NA is a we thing, not a me thing. Rather than enforcing our traditions or trying to catch our fellow members slipping, we speak our conscience clearly and directly and leave the results up to a power greater than ourselves. I can be vigilant without becoming a vigilante. My perspectives and interpretations are one of many. I will give my fellow members something we all deserve: room to make mistakes and room to learn from them and grow. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. This is a wonderful topic. There's been times in my life where I was very vigilante type, all in the name of service, all in the name of maintaining the atmosphere of recovery. However, my actions, my vigilante behavior disturbed the whole meeting, changed the atmosphere completely, and caused me embarrassment. I was feeling shame. I didn't want to go to the meeting that I was attending anymore because I wanted to tuck my head away. I couldn't believe I behaved that way. And actually, whatever the person was doing was quite minor in comparison to what I did. See, I can admit, I can admit, like this person in here that was talking about calling the helpline, and they would pretend to be a suffering addict just to see if the volunteers would make a mistake. And their sponsor had to check them and ask them, what spiritual principle did you ever find deception in? Like, why are you pretending to be something that you're not? And why are you trying to catch people that are giving of their own time to do service work, trying to catch them in making a mistake with a word or two? Or why are you doing that? And they felt embarrassed. I have felt that way many, many times. And I think some of us, because a lot of people are very quiet, right, about their conscience. But we have a responsibility to speak up for our conscience, right? We need to remain vigilant and speak our conscience in a manner that is appropriate. And some people are just very passive. They won't ever say anything about how they feel about anything. They just trust the process. Well, you might be the only person with the information in that particular business meeting or setting. You may be the only person with it, or that has been given the understanding of how to apply that spiritual principle or tradition. So why not just put it out there, but put it out there in a manner that doesn't come across like you're trying to save the day of NA, because your opinion is just one. I love this meditation. I really love this meditation because it's something that I personally have experienced. And if I'm not careful, I will experience it again. I had someone reach out to me yesterday about this podcast being on someone's page, so many of them. And actually there were only 2 people that was even tagging this individual. So, and they never checked their page anyway. I saw my post and I saw a preacher's post or something on this person's page. And they were complaining that it was just taking up too much space and could I go in and delete it because now that they passed, other people might be looking for information. Well, the thing about Facebook is that it puts the current post at the top of your page. So if they just passed away yesterday or the day before, there's nowhere else to look. It's going to be at the top of the page. If the person has given someone the right to handle their page in their death. And this individual was trying to make me think that I was somehow distracting other people from being able to find information about this person's death. And they said this one thing: I'm coming from a place of love. And do you know what? I thought to myself, this is like the George Zimmerman of NA. That's all I thought to myself. This is a vigilante of NA. And at the end, they said, I trust the process. And I really did good, guys. I didn't respond and I didn't say anything nasty and I didn't come back with this attitude. I knew that the information was not something that I needed to act on because literally posts sit at the top of your screen. So if anyone is looking for that information about that person, they will see it. So the point is, I've been a vigilante. I've had vigilantes approach me. And I still Thank the God of my understanding that I understand that being vigilant about my recovery actually has nothing to do with you. I hold space for the spiritual principles of this recovery program that I am in. I hold space for it. I hold it with honor. And you can do the same thing. This is a deeply personal program, but it is also spiritual. And if you're working your program, this program with the spiritual principles, there will be fruit. People will be able to sense it. It will be an attraction. No need to promote it. Quite simply, this is one of the best meditations that I have ever read. This is a 5-star. Bend the page, put a 5-star on it, and keep it close to you. When you're working with people as a sponsor, or people are approaching you with their problems of personalities before principles that they're having with other members, bring them to January 6th. January 6th of last year, a bunch of people stormed the Capitol of the United States of America. And they were vigilant. And many of them were vigilantes. And what they were standing on, the principles that they were standing on, were absolutely correct. We should have fair elections, right? However, the manner in which they took it into their own hands was not proper. And a lot of people got hurt. And why do I bring that up? I bring it up because if we are vigilante types in the program and we storm our meetings, we storm into the business meeting, there is the potential for causing great harm. And I have done it. I've been there. I've had to come back with my tail between my legs and make apologies and amends to whole meetings because of my behavior. Please don't let that be you. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you. You've been in the flow of the stream, so get out there and do something mighty today. I know for a fact my January 6th is going to be a beautiful day for me. I want you to do the same on purpose. I will talk to you tomorrow.